Well, it's John Black, super chemist. I think this is part 19 of Is the Deep State a Monarchy? And then we see, I go back to what did McKinley, what was his main things? What was he about? He was about high tariffs, which was good for the economy, right? Good for the country, good for the poor people and the middle class. So that was, because the rich only make, there's only three ways they really make money. I mean, they make money every which way, but just three main things. Like 1/3 of their income is here, 1/3 here, 1/3 is from the banks, meaning the Federal Reserve Bank, World Bank, right? The second one is tariffs, import tariffs. They need to be low because that's where 1/3 of their income comes from, is having low tariffs. And the other thing is the monetary system. You have to have fiat money. You know what I mean? You can't be on a gold standard and have regular money or have even fiat money with a gold standard. You need to get rid of. It's the monetary system, man. It's very important to their income. So he's keeping them on a gold standard. He's giving them high tariffs. Of course, they want to shoot him in the head. No wonder they want to shoot him, because that is not deep state activity. That's anti-deep state activity. You know what I mean? That's why my fiat money videos, my World Bank videos, and my Federal Reserve videos, and my why do the elites want high tariffs or low tariffs? Yeah, all those videos have 0 views. They have three likes, 2 likes, 1 like, comments, but 0 views on all of them. Now the videos before them and after them, they all have 2, 3, 5, 10, sometimes 15 views. None of them have 1 or 0. Not one. Except for fiat money, Federal Reserve Bank, World Bank, why the elites want low tariffs. Those ones all have 0. Even though they have comments, they have freaking thumbs ups, they all have 0 views though. If you go on any of those things, put a comment, any of my videos where you have more thumbs up than views, put a comment on there so I know that you watched, and then I could see, if I see 10 people put comments, and the views are still at 0 or 1, come on. Anyways, I'm getting off on a tangent here. So, we said, Clinton and Biden, they were puppets. So the last 4 presidents, Trump, Reagan, JFK, and McKinley, all got shot in the head, except McKinley got shot twice in the stomach. They all died, or, well, they didn't all die. Trump didn't die and JFK did, or Reagan didn't. But Reagan and JFK's assassins had the same royal bloodline as the vice president at the time. All the vice presidents and presidents. It's like, okay, so that's crazy enough. You might say, okay, but still, it could just be a coincidence. Okay, so I thought, hey, who's the biggest threat to the deep state in the entire, history of our country? Who screwed them over more than anyone else? Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln and Donald Trump will be the next one who screws them over the most. Yeah, because he got rid of slavery. See, Abraham Lincoln was he was a royal, okay? And I'm not sure who his vice president was, but I'm sure that he was a royal too, man. I'm just curious. Let's look it up. Abraham Lincoln. Andrew Johnson. Yeah. Andrew Johnson was a royal. Okay, so Lincoln and his vice president was a royal. So if they kill off Lincoln, a royal would take his place, you know what I mean? And Lincoln really screwed them over with that freeing the slave stuff, right? I mean, that's big money and power. There's no more bigger power than having a slave, you know what I mean? No bigger power trip. So, I looked into it, right? I looked at who killed Abraham Lincoln. Guess who it was? James Wilkes Booth. James Wilkes Booth. Okay. Guess what? James Wilkes Booth has the same royal bloodline as Lincoln. So you got JFK gets assassinated by the same royal blood. Reagan gets shot at in the head, and gets shot in the head by another royal with the same royal bloodline. Abraham Lincoln, who has royal blood, but obviously he turned his back on their ideology and their agenda, you know what I mean, by freeing the slaves, right? And who killed him? Another person who has the same exact royal bloodline as all the presidents, all the vice presidents, all the U.S. justices, all the, congressmen, governors, all the U.S. Secretary of States. And you might say, oh, no. They haven't been the Secretary of States. It's not like they just have 20 people or 100 people, because the government's big today. And they just all have the same top 100 jobs, and they just switch around like musical chairs. Is that what you think? Is that really what you think? Because I want you to... I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Okay. I want you to... Here, let me get it in closer. Alright. Now I want you to look at this, okay? This here is the first... See over here? I mean, on this side here, you got the first 6 presidents, right? Or 5 presidents, or whatever it is. Right? And look at what they did. These are all the presidents right here, right? During the first presidency, what was happening? They all had jobs, right? Adams, it was a VP, and then Jefferson was Secretary of State. Madison was in Congress. Monroe was probably in Congress, or whatever. These people come in later on, right? Because you got to Washington, once he's president, he ain't coming back. Same with Adams. He's president, he ain't coming back. Jefferson's president, he ain't coming back. So you're losing out your people, okay? Now I could have got 50 names and did this, okay? But I only did 5 here, just to show you a point, right? Look at the pattern. Look at the president. President. Basically, you got someone, right? Like Madison. He's Congress. Then he moves to state, Secretary of State, then Secretary of State, and then President. Normally, he would move to Vice President right here, right? But this is when it first started out. Look how they all just moved around. Jefferson, he's Secretary of State, then he's VP, then he's President. Madison, he's Congress, then he's the Secretary of State, then he's President. Monroe, he's in Congress, then Secretary of War, then Secretary of State, then he becomes President. Adams' son, over here, this last one, I didn't really look into him, but I know he becomes President. And he is related to this Adams up here. So they're going to start it all over with this pattern that they started with Washington. They're going to start it over with Adams. There's going to be 4 or 5 people, I guarantee you. One's going to be President, one's going to be Secretary of State, one's going to be Secretary of Interior or War. And then you got your Congress people that are advisors to the President, and they just move around. They move around to job, like musical chairs. See how there's only 5 people, 6 people on this list. See how they just literally use musical chairs and take turns being president. Take turns being vice president. Take turns being Secretary of State and in Congress. You say that ain't true? This, really? And then you take into account that even the assassins who are killing these people off have the same royal bloodline? Man, the coincidences are piled up, man. I mean, how much coincidence can you have before you're like, oh, maybe something's going on here. Maybe this is orchestrated. You know what I mean? Maybe these royals are you know, not all of them, but I'm sure some of them are in on it and they know, and this is planned out. You can't have 90% of your freaking executive branch be all with the same exact royal blood, and then on top of it, all these U.S. I'm finding, like, there's at least probably 10 U.S. Supreme Court justices I've found so far. Same way with U.S. State, U.S. Secretary of State. I've probably found about 15 or 20 of them. They just move around. You know, we think they go from president to, you know, Halliburton. You know, those companies that go in after a war and fix everything. And, you know, we think that they're, you know, in the World Bank and the Federal Reserve, and they just move around. That's true. They do. And they move around to BlackRock and blah, 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 blah. But they also, within the government, move around. They literally have all the top spots, either by royals, and or, back in the day, because government was small and they could do it, or today, they're royals or they're puppets of royals. And you could, you know, it's like with the propaganda machine that you can plainly see it today. Come on. It's been around forever, man. And all these, isn't it, there's only probably about 10, not even that many, who are news broadcasters, you know what I mean, that are icons, like beyond, you know, like a mega newscaster, like Tom Brokaw, Cookie Roberts, Anderson Cooper. You know, these are high, yeah, they're all with the same royal blood. All these mega news people are royal bloods. Same way with the actors who do the movies. These celebrities, Brad Pitt and all them, they're all royals. That's why they're doing these woke movies and TV. Like the Diddy crew, a lot of them are royals. You know? Most of them are just your dupes that they're. I think the Diddy thing was not only to blackmail these people, you know, but also to do MK Ultra experiments on them while they're during these parties, and they don't even realize it, or they realize it and they're like, they can't give up the money. Even if they could give up the money, what are they going to do? They're going to go against the deep state? They'll destroy them. They'll kill them. They'll just shoot them in the head. How many celebrities have we seen in the music industry saying, they're going to come kill me, they're going to come kill me, and then they're dead? You know what I mean? It's like, but yeah, all the megastars, you can't name one, like the Brady Bunch. Oh, Elites were on that. Royalty was on that one. Cheers, Ted Danson. You know, you can't name a mega sitcom show, Dick Van Dyke Show. Yeah, he's a royal. You can't name a mega sitcom that's been in our history that on TV where there wasn't elites and a royal blood connected to it. You can't. I defy you to do it. and so they got the newscasters, the mega newscasters, the mega celebrities that give us TV and movies, the news. Then you go to the colleges and you see all these, that UCLA, University of Chicago, Rice University, you know, I can just go Yale, Berkeley, I can just name every elite college that's woke as hell today was created by a royal blood, with the same royal blood. And the presidents, you think there's a lot of United States presidents watching my videos? You think there's a lot of U.S. presidents that have royal blood? That ain't nothing. Go look at the presidents who have run these Harvard. There's been more presidents at Harvard that have royal blood than our presidency. And like I said, 88%. There's only been 10 presidents that haven't been royal. You know what I mean? And half of them are puppets. But yeah, they go and they get all these woke colleges. They're all run by presidents who have royal blood. Really? Really. And I'm up to, it's probably only about 40, 50 people who signed the Declaration of Independence and our Constitution. Probably 50 each. I'm up to 20 people that have signed each one of them. That's 40 people that are royals that signed the Declaration of, and that.